3 months after New Bususan's liberation, the colony was unrecognizable. Where ruined buildings had once stood, sleek new structures of advanced earth alloys now towered upward. Streets that alien weapons had shattered were smooth and broad, again alive with the noise of repair and progress. Dr. Mina Park stood in her rebuilt laboratory, observing Earth engineers as they installed communication systems far beyond anything the colony had ever seen. Her makeshift radio array had been replaced with a quantum network able to contact Earth instantly. Dr. Park summoned her new aide, engineering specialist Kim Jun-woo, who had arrived with the Earth fleet. "The array is ready to test." "Excellent," she replied, still astonished by the pace of change. "Open a link to Earth Defense Command." The holographic interface appeared at once, revealing Admiral Ryu Tai-min at his office on Earth. The image was so vivid it seemed he was present. In the room, "Dr. Park," the Admiral greeted warmly. "How are the new systems performing?" "Perfectly, Admiral," she answered. "We can now reach Earth as easily as speaking across a table. Thank you for making this possible." "It is the least we could provide," Ryu Tai-min assured her. "New Bususan will never be cut off again." The medical complex, too, had been rebuilt. Medical Officer Lee Yong-soo toured the new facility alongside Dr. Oji Woo, both marveling at Earth's donated technology. "Look here," Oji Woo said, studying a diagnostic unit capable of evaluating a patient's health within seconds. "This one machine surpasses our entire former clinic." "The children with fever are all healthy now," Lee Yong-soo confirmed, checking records. "Earth's new medicines cured them completely. And we have supplies to last for years," Oji Woo added. "No one will suffer again from treatable illness." At the new power station, engineer Yun-soo Jin trained colonists on the fusion reactor Earth had installed. The reactor generated 10 times the output of the old unit and was built to run for decades with little service. "This will power the entire colony safely," she assured them. "And should any fault occur, Earth engineers can assist instantly through the link." Technician Lee Jun-ak raised his hand. "What happened to the old reactor?" "We kept it as backup," Yun-soo Jin explained, "and as a reminder of what we endured together. That machine kept us alive in the darkest times." Colony defenses had also advanced. Fleet Captain Nam Yun-hai stayed behind to form the new Bususan Defense Group, a permanent Earth fleet stationed in the system. "We now maintain 12 ships here full-time," she told Administrator Lee Hyun during their security session, "along with orbital platforms that detect hostile craft long before they reach orbit." "Will that be sufficient?" Lee Hyun asked. "More than sufficient," Nam Yun-hai replied firmly. "And more importantly, every hostile empire in this sector understands now. Striking at a human colony means facing Earth's total military strength." Security Chief Cho Jun, meanwhile, was drilling with Earth Marines who remained to rebuild the local defense corps. Colonel Bae Dong-jun had left an entire company of Marines behind to train and support the colony. "Preparation and coordination are everything," said Marine Sergeant Kim Tae-jo, as he demonstrated the use of new weapons to security recruits. "With the upgraded warning systems, you'll have hours to respond to an attack instead of just minutes." "And if something does occur," added Sergeant First Class Yoo Ji-hoon, "Earth forces can be here in days, not months." Inside the new administration complex, Director Kang Bram was conferring with the Earth Colonial Development Office, a team assigned to help New Bususan grow into a thriving settlement. "We propose to expand capacity for 200,000 people," explained Development Coordinator Park Sung-ho. "This colony is positioned to become a hub for the entire sector." 200,000? Kang Bram was stunned. "We began with 50,000 and barely survived. With Earth's support and the upgraded infrastructure, you can sustain far more," Park Sung-ho assured him. "In fact, families are already volunteering to relocate here from Earth." Supply manager Han Yuri monitored the steady arrival of Earth cargo convoys. Shortages that had haunted the colony for years were now gone. "We now receive a supply fleet every 2 weeks," she reported to the council. "Food, medicine, tools, whatever we need. Earth has pledged that New Bususan will never lack essentials again." Communications officer Jong So-young had been promoted to director of the Planetary Communications Center. Her old task of desperately reaching Earth had been replaced by managing non-stop contact with dozens of Earth facilities. "We now handle over 1,000 transmissions daily," she told her staff. "Personal messages, trade updates, government directives, research data. New Bususan is completely reintegrated into human civilization." The memorial wall had been relocated to a place of honor in the central plaza. Names of those who had fallen defending the colony were etched into black stone, surrounded by gardens and fountains. A new section was added for Earth soldiers who had died in the liberation. Pilot Shin Woo-hyun, survivor of his daring escape, stood before the wall with his family. His wife, Park Soo-jin, and their 2 children had come aboard one of the first civilian transports after the battle. "Daddy," asked his 6-year-old daughter, Lee Hyo-jin, "why are there so many names here?" "These are names of very brave people," he said quietly. "They fought for our home, and some gave their lives. We honor them so we never forget what freedom costs." The colony's children, once raised in fear, now studied in new schools staffed by Earth teachers. They learned not only about New Bususan, but the greater human civilization they now belonged to. Teacher Moon Ha-yang was leading a history lesson when a boy raised his hand. "Mrs. Moon," asked 10-year-old Kim Do-jin, "my dad says Earth sent hundreds of ships to save us, is that true?" "Yes, it is," she answered. "Earth dispatched its entire first expeditionary fleet, 300 ships and 20,000 people, to rescue New Bususan." Another child asked, "But why would they do all that for us?" Moon Ha-yang smiled. "Because that is what families do, and all humans, no matter where we live, are one family." In his office, Administrator Lee Hyun reviewed reconstruction. Reports when Admiral Ryu Tae-min contacted him for their weekly meeting. "Administrator," the Admiral said, "I have news that may interest you. We captured several Vorak survivors in other battles. Under questioning, they revealed New Bususan was intended to be only the first step in a larger assault on human colonies." "And what became of that assault?" Lee Hyun asked. "It was abandoned," Ryu Tae-min replied with satisfaction. The total destruction of their New Bususan strike force convinced the Vorak High Command that humanity was too dangerous to challenge. They pulled back from the entire sector. "So we are secure?" Lee Hyun asked. "More than secure," the Admiral assured him. "New Bususan has become a beacon in this region. Other civilizations now recognize that Earth protects its colonies with overwhelming strength. Several alien states have even sought diplomatic ties with us." Intelligence Officer Moon Young, while examining captured Vorak records, uncovered something significant. He contacted Lee Hyun at once. "Administrator, I've found something unusual in their files," he reported. "The Vorak kept detailed data on dozens of human colonies. They intended to strike them one after another." "That is troubling," Lee Hyun responded. "Actually, it is encouraging," Moon Jung countered. "We now know which colonies were targets, and Earth has already dispatched defense fleets to every one of them. The Vorak strategy has collapsed entirely." Chief Engineer Lim Ok-jin had stayed behind at New Bususan to supervise the new orbital manufacturing facilities. The colony was evolving from a mining outpost into a true industrial hub. "We are now fabricating advanced components for Earth's Navy," he informed the Council. "New Bususan is directly contributing to humanity's growth in this sector." "How many jobs will this provide?" asked Economic Officer Kim Min-jae. "Thousands," Lim Ok-jin answered. highly skilled roles that will draw talent from across human space. Dr. Mina Park was working with Earth scientists to study the Vorak technology salvaged from battle. Their efforts were producing discoveries that could benefit every colony. Their shield systems are surprisingly simple once you grasp the principles, she told her team. We can adapt them to defend our ships and installations. Will this knowledge be shared? Asked research assistant Ko Yan Hee. Of course, Dr. Park replied. That is how human civilization thrives, by sharing progress for everyone's future. At the edge of the new Bususan system, hyperspace gates bloomed like flowers of light. One by one, Earth's warships emerged from the shimmering tunnels. First came the swift scouts, then the cruisers bristling with weapons, and finally the massive battleships, led by the flagship UE Seoul's Pride. Admiral Ryu Tai-min stood upon his bridge, watching as his fleet locked into formation. 300 ships, the greatest armada Earth had ever gathered for a single mission. Fleet deployment complete, Navigation Officer Kim Do-hai reported. All vessels in attack posture. Status from sensors, the Admiral ordered. Sir, called Operator Park Min-jae, 50 alien warships in orbit. They appear to be bombarding the surface. Ryu Tai-min's expression hardened. After months of travel, they had arrived in the middle of the final assault. Any human survivors? He demanded. Scanning. Yes, sir, Park Min-jae answered with relief. I detect biosignatures in subterranean shelters. The colony endures. Fleet Captain, the Admiral said to his second-in-command, initiate immediate strike. Those alien ships are to be destroyed before they harm another colonist. Captain Nam Yun-hai nodded grimly. All fighter squadrons launch. Target the vessels engaged in bombardment. Capital ships, prepare main batteries for long-range fire. On the Vorak flagship, Commander Veltar observed his troops pressing forward on New Bususan when an alarm sounded. Commander, multiple hyperspace readings at system edge. Reinforcements? He asked without looking up. No, sir. The signatures don't match. These are not Vorak ships. Veltar turned to the display just as Earth's fleet completed its deployment. His eyes widened. How many? Over 300, Commander. All unknown designs. For the first time in years, fear seized him. Humans were supposed to be primitive, isolated, defenseless. Where had this vast armada come from? All ships, disengage bombardment, he ordered. Form defensive line. Prepare to engage. But it was too late. The human fleet was already advancing. Commander Song Hin directed the AI battle systems as the formation surged forward. Her computers scanned the alien vessels for vulnerabilities. Tactical assessment complete, she reported. Enemy shields are advanced, but hull armor is weak. Recommend concentrated fusion strikes. Acknowledged, Admiral Ryu replied. All ships, target enemy fleet. Fire at will. Space. Around New Bususan erupted in searing light as Earth's fusion cannons unleashed their fury. Across the void, hammering the stunned Vorak fleet with crushing precision. The aliens had expected helpless colonists, not a modern war armada. Chief Engineer Lim Seok-jin monitored weapons output from his console. Main batteries holding at full capacity, he reported. Fusion core stable. We can sustain this. Barrage indefinitely. The first alien cruiser erupted into fire as its shields collapsed. Then another followed and another. The enemy formation fractured as ships broke away in panic. Vorak vessels attempting retreat, reported Sensor, Officer Park Min-jae. Do not allow it, Admiral Ryu ordered coldly. Every ship that struck our colony must be destroyed. No survivors. Meanwhile, Colonel Bae Dong-jun was preparing his Marines for ground action when the battle began overhead. Through the ports of his transport, he watched the darkness flare, with explosions as fleets clashed. Marines, he barked. Our people are down there under fire. We're going to bring them out. Check gear and stand ready to deploy. Sergeant First Class Yu Ji-hoon was locking a power cell into his rifle when the ship shuddered from nearby blasts. "Sir, what's the ground situation?" "Unknown," Dong-jun answered. "But we go in fighting, and we don't leave until every human is safe." The assault craft detached from the fleet and plunged toward New Bususan's surface, while the space battle raged behind. In the bunkers below, civilians heard the thunder overhead. But this time, the sounds were different. Among alien weapons, there were new echoes. Human weapons, human ships. In the command shelter, Administrator Lee Hyun looked up as Communications Officer Jong So-young cried out, "Sir! Receiving signals on Earth military bands." "What?" Lee Hyun hurried. "Over. Put it through." Static cleared, and a strong voice filled the bunker, speaking in Korean. "New Bususan Colony, this is Admiral Ryu Tae-min of Earth's 1st Expeditionary Fleet. We are here to extract you. Hold positions and prepare for immediate evacuation." The room erupted in cheers and tears. After years of silence, Earth had finally answered. "Can you reply?" Lee Hyun asked quickly. "Yes, sir," Jong So-young said, her hands trembling. "This is New Bususan Colony. We are here. We are alive." Above, the tide had turned fully. Vorak ships were being annihilated faster than they could retreat. Commander Veltar stood on his bridge, powerless, as his fleet crumbled. "Commander!" his officer shouted. "We've lost 30 ships. The rest are badly hit." "Impossible," Veltar snarled. "Humans were primitives. How do they wield such weapons?" "Orders, sir." The tactical board showed a massacre. His fleet was unraveling before an enemy he had dismissed. "All ships, full retreat. We must warn High Command." But Earth's fleet had already sealed every path. Captain Nam Yun-hai had maneuvered her squadrons into blocking positions. "Admiral, their escape routes are cut. They cannot reach hyperspace." "Excellent," Admiral Ryu said. "Maintain pressure. This invasion fleet will not leave intact." On the surface, Marine assault craft landed amid burning ruins as the last Vorak ground units faltered. Colonel Bae Dong-jun led his Marines forward, armored suits gleaming in the firelight. "Secure the landing zone," he commanded. "Find our people and get them out." The Marines swept through the shattered colony, overwhelming alien troops who had expected farmers, not armored. "Earth soldiers." Sergeant Yu Ji-hoon located the entrance to a shelter. "Hello down there," he called. "This is the Earth Marines. You're safe now." Slowly, cautiously, the survivors of New Bususan emerged, staring in disbelief. For years they had prayed for this moment, and at last it was real. Dr. Mina Park climbed from a bunker to see Marine medics already erecting field stations. Tears streaked her face. "You came. You actually came." "Earth never abandons its children," replied Corporal Han Soo-min gently, as he guided her toward treatment. In the medical shelter, Officer Lee Yong-soo was still tending patients when Marine rescue squads arrived. He had refused to leave, keeping people alive until help reached them. "Doctor," called